to my kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a very big necessity in life called taco soup. First made by my fiance, best meal in existence, especially when you're sad. So, grab your tiny utensils because we cannot afford big ones, and let's go on this journey. Alright, let's go. First we get in the car. Ignore the fact that I had pizza. Got really lucky by Hallie's roommate. And we're gonna go to the store. At the store, we start getting our ingredients. Like this is one of them. But when we get home, we'll go over all of the ingredients because I'm not going to record so much in the store because I don't want to get yelled at. Now that we're back from the store, you can go wherever you want to go. You can go to Target, you can go to Aldi. We go to Payless Kroger just because we have a Kroger card and it's really nice. So what you need is you need just 1 packet of taco seasoning, 1 can of black beans, 1 can of the sweet golden corn, 1 can of the chicken breast, like the chunks. We get the can. That's what our recipe calls for. But if you want to use like regular chicken or frozen chicken or no chicken at all, it's whatever you prefer. That's an optional. Also, you need 1 can of pinto beans, 1 can of petite diced tomatoes. You need 1 28-ounce can of green enchilada sauce, so the larger one. And then you need 1 can 14-ounce of chicken broth. And then the seasonings you need is you're gonna need garlic powder, chili powder, and ground cumin. And then I'll tell you like what you need to do with each of the recipes and how much of everything once we start. Okay, so first you're gonna need, here's a cameo of Hadley. You don't need a Hadley. But first you need a giant pan. Okay, so you also need a can opener because these are the cans that like don't have like one of the cool tops, so you're gonna need a can opener. So once everything is opened with the can opener, you can either do it yourself or have someone else do it. Like I had Hadley do it because I am incapable. Next, you're gonna take the beans and we're gonna drain them. And you want to drain and rinse them just because they have the nasty juice in them and it's kind of gross. So you're just gonna drain them, which is pretty sick, pretty easy. And then we're gonna rinse them and put them in, okay? Okay, so after we rinsed them and drained and all that, we're gonna put it in the pot. You put everything in the pot before cooking. So like right now we're just kind of prepping and putting everything in the pot and we're going from there. So now that we did these, which just need drained and rinsed, next we have the chicken and the corn. These just need drained because there's so much juice in it and all that. So you just want to drain the corn. Oh, don't look at that. Hallie's going to kill me later. Drain the chicken. And then we just pour that in too. The chicken, it's really up to you. You can shred it. You don't have to, but it's stuck. Give me a second. You can drain it. You don't have to. We do. I really hope this doesn't happen to you. After you finally get your corn top off and it's drained and all that, you just pour that in there. And then the chicken, like I said, you can either shred it. You don't have to. It's really up to you. We used to shred it. Now we don't really care. So you just throw that in there. And again, you don't have to use the canned chicken if you rather use like a regular chicken breast or frozen. It's really up to you. Do it your own preference. You don't even have to use chicken. Okay, so finally the last steps are the nice thing with the rest. This is just kind of pouring in, so it's nothing special. Like the tomatoes, we just pour in there. Same with the enchilada sauce. Just pour that in there. Sounded satisfying. And then the chicken broth, you also just pour that in. We're gonna put the seasonings in, and then that's when that's done for the prepping, and then we get to cooking. It's all that fun stuff. So first, you just take your taco seasoning packet, can't open it. Please don't look at me. I'm very incompetent and I can't open anything on my own. So there's the taco seasoning. Great. And then for these, you need half a tablespoon, but we don't have that. So we're just gonna take a regular tablespoon and fill it halfway. So now that we are measuring half of this solid guy, I do it over because I don't really care if I get in, but it's really however you want to do it. So you do half of that, half the chili powder. Abby and I prefer to do more, but that's because we like spices way too much. Come on. Okay, half of that. And then finally half of the garlic powder. But again, the spices are kind of your own preference depending like how spicy you want it to be, how like garlicky, how anything, like it's all kind of up to you. So now that everything's in here, you kind of want to just stir it all around just to mix it up, you know, like most things that you cook. And then once you all, I try to like, when I stir it, I try to stir it so like the spices are mixed in. You can't see it on like the surface anymore. So once you have it all stirred in to like what feels good enough to you, you're gonna turn it up just to high or whatever. And then just wait for it to boil. And once it's at a boiling, we'll go from there to what's next. So now we just gotta wait for it to boil. So then once, as you see it's boiling, we're gonna take it down to like a simmer. So like 3 or 2 on your pot. Or low, because Hadley's telling me 3 or 2 is really high. So it's really good also if you have someone like Hadley in your life, otherwise you will screw up this dish. So you have it down to low and you kind of just let it simmer for 20 minutes and then we'll be ready to eat. So after 20 minutes of it like simmering, it's ready to cook. And so now you use your tiny utensils because we can't afford big ones. And you just serve it. And you bring some good people and you have a meal together.